Good day, good morning. Dzień dobry. Welcome to our technical webinar, which is related to new release of our GREYCORTEX Mendel version 4.2. In these webinars, we go through all these new features, and we go through all these new features in practical way. So it will be deep dive webinars into new features in 4.2. And as you can see, no slides, no presentation, everything will be done in our Mendel UI. So let's jump in. And on the first thing, the first thing is the upgrade part, because if you received new version for upgrade your system, the first thing is the upgrade to version 4.2. So let's take a look how it's done. So on the beginning, I log in to my prepared station, which is prepared from version 4.1 to upgrade to version 4.2. I can go easily right away by clicking on the settings, or of course I can go classic way by these settings and go down to the systems part and click on the upgrade. So as you can see, new version check is done. So new version is available, and we can easily click on the upgrade to version 4.2 and click yes. Yes, confirm that we want to upgrade to new version, and that's it. This is all steps which need to be done during the upgrade process. No extra steps, no extra manual intervention, and so on. It's completely automatical, so it's really easy on a click. Upgrade time is based on the, of course, is based on the, let's say, the size of the system and how many sensors the system have, how big database the system have, and so on has. So this upgrade time is usually between 5 minutes and 20 minutes. Yeah. So we won't wait for it. So I have prepared another station called Medellin when we go through all these new features. And one of the new feature in the version 4.2, and just show you that we are on 4.2 version, yeah, on sensor Medellin. So, and one of the new feature in version 4.2 is this dashboard menu, which is default dashboard. After you log into the system, the dashboard menu pops up, and in the future version, all other dashboards was, let's say, interactive, was done by the widget. You can easily change it and edit it and as you customize as you want, but the dashboard main was static. And in this version, it's also done by the widget. You can easily change it, you can configure it, you can change it as you want. And maybe another feature which is not quite new in version 4.2, but it was done in previous version, but it's this, let's say, the table mode button. Because I want to mention it because many customers don't know how it's worked. So you can easily switch every widget to, let's say, the option, a visual option of this information here. So I can go back and click it. Yeah, sometimes I mention few features which is not quite new in version 4.2, but I think it's good to mention it because many customers don't know about it or don't know how to use it. Yeah, this is definitely one of these features. So yeah, so I can use this as a widget and work with it as a widget and change it as I want. So during the presentation, I will go from the left side on UI and try to describe all new features. And from the dashboard, I can go to the inventory. And one thing which I want to show you is well, let's say filtering based on the vendor. in the previous versions, you have only option how to filter based on the vendor was go to the inventory and go to this vendor's part and click on the hosts on the right side. For example, if I want to filter the Apple devices, I click on this, and I have filtered these devices. Yeah, but it was really not, let's say, the smooth way how to work with the vendor filter. So we added in the into our quick filter. So, for example, if I use this MAC address field and start typing Apple like before, I can click on the Apple. I can filter the Apple devices from this quick filtering field. Or, for example, Dell, I can filter Dell devices, and so on. Yeah, because it's based on MAC address lookup, so it's behind this MAC address field. Okay, I can query it. And of course, if when we have this feature in this quick filter, we also have this feature in our advanced filter. Yeah, so when I start typing, yeah, and start dumping to Mac host Mac vendor operator, and for example Apple, and I can receive completely same results as before in this quick filter part. Yeah. So this is completely new feature. It's not so, let's say, the big one, but definitely something which you can make your work with GREYCORTEX Mendel a little bit smoother. So I will clear it. And another feature which I want to mention it is in this part network analysis. I want to mention two things. The first thing is that during the upgrade to version 1.2 was, let's say, optimized and reworked way how we handled, let's say, the application and or not only application but all performance monitoring monitoring features. And we add few information about jitter and delay, and we add this feature to this analysis part. So if you start typing the jitter, for example, you can add to these metrics, for example, client average jitter or server average jitter, and so on, and you can display it. I have prepared for this presentation this jitter filter. So if I click a search, I received information about the jitters to the client and to the servers. As you can see, some these let's say values about this jitter I-squared. Some are big, some are really small. It's basically because of this traffic is made by PCAPs, replying. So sometimes it's not so, it's not same like from the real world because it's from the PCAP side. But in the real world, we will receive absolutely perfect and real values. Yeah. So another thing which I want to mention is this data aggregation interval. Yeah, this is not a new feature in version 4.2. It was there in previous version, but many customers don't know what does it mean, how to work with it. So this data aggregation interval means that if you I will rephrase it. If you need to do some, let's say, wide comprehensive statics, for example, for 6 months or 1 year and something and so on, usually doesn't matter if you use really granular information based on 1 minute, 5 minutes. Usually, this information has same results and same information, even if they are based on 1 day. recalculated information. Yeah, so you can use it, for example, for this one day, if you do some really big amount of statistic data, for example, 6 months, 1 year later, and so on, because system is much more, let's say, the quicker, and you receive much more quicker information from the system. Yeah, if you don't know what type aggregation interval you want to use, it's automatic settings. It's perfect for you because systems use the perfect appropriate interval and display information based on this automatically and this automatic interval. Yeah. So another new thing is, let's say, OT metrics related. In this demo, there is no OT metrics environment, so there is no data which I can visualize it. I just want to mention it that in this OT metrics, right now we supported BACnet protocol. So if you are using BACnet protocol, there is the options to visualize the information, the chart about BACnet communications, and so on. Yeah. Any other, let's say, IT and OT related option, it's hidden here. It's in this user setup, and it's this profile. Yeah, if we can take a look on it, you can see there is 8 plus custom, of course. There is the 8 IT and OT related profiles. And what does it mean? First thing, this is completely user-based feature, so it doesn't depend on, let's say, the detection in the whole system. It's only about the user and visualization data for the user. Let's say the story behind is to visualize for every user, let's say, the appropriate data. Yeah, up to because, for example, some OT operator probably don't need to see all IT related detection because they don't understand it. It's confusing for them. It's overwhelmed. It's in the system. Yeah, it's not transparent for them. So it's definitely one way how to sort these things and visualize only things which are related and related to his job role. Yeah. So this is, let's say, the first version of it. It's something which we definitely will tune in the future, because on the behind it, it means that, for example, if I choose some, for example, OT prospector profile, there is some amount of signature which are used for display the information to this user, which this profile. Yeah, the lowest version or lowest profile have something around 8,000 signatures. This expert level profile have all signatures, which is right now almost more than 100,000 signatures. Yeah, so it's can read with many information, which definitely many users don't need to see and don't need to work with. Yeah, and this is last feature which is not settings related. Another new features are we find it in this settings part. And first thing, it's part of the network, and it's a subnets. Yeah, one thing comes to my mind on the beginning of a webinar. I didn't ask you to don't hesitate to use the question bar. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to use the question bar. I will answer all your questions probably at the end of the webinar. But of course, if I don't know the correct answer, I will ask our development team and reach you with the final answer via email. So don't hesitate to ask. A question bar is prepared, so it's up to you. So back to the settings part of subnets. Yeah, one of the new feature, it's not the import of subnets by itself, but what is new, it's possibility to add to the tag of the subnets to the import. Yeah. if we look at the syntax of the CSV file, which is used for the implementation of import of these subnets, this syntax is like this. So you need to specify the name of sensor, of course, the address of the subnet, name of the subnet, and tag of the subnet. You have two options. Use the semicolon on comma. In this case, it's a comma. So it's a Madeline, comma, IP address of the subnets, name of the subnets, and of course this zone / servers. It's a tag. So if I do the import, I have prepared a SVS file here for that, and to do import, yeah, 3 records has been imported, and you can see these new subnets will pops up in the system with these names and with these tags. So this is one way how to import the subnets to the system, including the tags, which was not possible in previous version. So if we go a little bit down in new menu, I will stay on this service part, because in the system GREYCORTEX Mendel, we add few new support for new protocols on the parsed level. So for example, if we take a look on it, for example, quick, yeah, it's supported right now. It's on a parsed level, so it's completely new support protocol, typical Google Chrome feature. Another protocol is torrent. It's BitTorrent. Yeah, we can completely parse it. Or HTTP2. Yeah, right now HTTP2 can be parsed. And Postgres database. Yeah, and I almost forget IKE protocol. Yeah, IKE version 1 and 2 is also supported on a parsed level. What is another new in version 4.2, but it's not completely new protocol, but there is some enhancement in the parse level of this protocol. It's BACnet protocol, yeah, and OPC UA protocol, and S7 Siemens S7 protocol. Yeah, the support of this protocol, last free protocol was in the system before, but in version 4.2 there is really good enhancement, and it can be fully parsed. So if we take a look on the detection side, if you have experience with our systems, probably you notice that this let's say visualization, it's a little bit different, because in the previous version there was 3 line, for example, only for IDS there was 3 line: IDS system, IDS users, and IDS variables. Right now it's let's say the group under the one line, and you have these variables. There is the signatures, and if you want to take a look if this signature is defined by a user or system, you can do it here. Yeah, it's defined by user, system. Of course, you can visualize all of it. Yeah, same situation is under the network behavioral analysis, universal tagging engine, and so on. Yeah, it's a new type, it's new logical in visualization in UI. Yeah. So what is new? What is something from, let's say, the wish list from you, from customers, from partners, and so on? It's a possibility to add new signatures, but not new signature based on raw syntax. We can, for example, check it here. Yeah, raw syntax look like this. Yeah, it's Lua scripting, and it's look like this. So if you are familiar with Lua scripting and you want to use Lua scripting, if you when you define new signatures, definitely Yeah, you can use it like raw syntax, and it's up to you. So if you hardcore guys which is comfortable with Lua scripting, no problem. But for any other administrators, users, security analytics, and so on, which are not compatible with Lua scripting, there is a completely new feature, and it's a signature wizard. So signature wizard works this way that I only set up and fill in few parameters which are, let's say, important for me. For example, I pick up the Modbus protocol. I don't want to specify source destination IP address or source port destination port. I want to specify the direction, for example, two-way direction, bidirectional. I want to specify function of this signature, for example, write to the single coil, because this is something which I'm interested to. Yeah, and as you can see on the bottom, when I fill this information on the bottom, it's this signature start to be writing, yeah, by the Lua scripting. What is mandatory, of course, name of signature. Yeah, so I can add many other parameters and fill many other parameters, but for this, let's say, the introduction, I think it's good. Yeah, what is another good feature? Like you can see, the signature was automatically verified. Yeah, this rule is valid. Of course, I can edit this signature here for example, if I write something wrong, which is not syntaxically correct, I can verify it. Okay, in this case, the signature is invalid. It won't be working. So I can remove all the changes, verify it again, and okay, signature is valid, and I can go to the next steps. And next steps could be, for example, adding the description, but what is a really nice feature and which is new feature in working with signature on overall. Yeah, it's mean from the new signatures and all signature which is already in the system, you can change the category. Yeah, like meta-attack framework, meta-attack lateral movement, and so on. So I can easily find. I'm sorry, my mistypo. For example, execution. I can just randomly pick something. I can specify it and categorize it as I want. Of course, I can add this signature to some specific IT or OT profile. Yeah, by default, there is the IT category and OT category on expert level. So expert level usually you work with all these signatures, but I can specify it only for some specific profile. Of course, I can specify the features signature or not. I can add it to the sensor. If I want to use this specific signature only on some one or some group of specific group of sensor, I can add it here. And if I leave it blank, the signature is valid for all sensors in the system. Okay, if I click save, the signature is created, and I will find it under the user, and it's here, name of signature. It's my new signature, which was created during this webinar right now. Yeah, I think it will be a really popular feature because it's definitely something from your wish list. So, what next? Okay, one new thing, new feature IDS signatures related is definitely working with files. So if I filter this file signatures, yeah, there is 25 signatures which can detect and let's say extract the file from the system. And the story behind is that because we inspect all traffic and we can see the files and we can extract these files, the story behind is why not extract the file for futures, for example, in Sandbox. Yeah, if there is some use case or scenario, customer want to extract the files from the traffics and, for example, do dynamic detonation in Sandbox, it's possible. Yeah. So new features are prepared for it. And of course, what is really important in this, really important is let's say the phase, the extracting the files from the system, ascending into another system, for example, for this sandbox. For this, we use API. Yeah, if we take a look on our to our documentation, there is new button, API button, which is directly send us to the API web page. Of course, we have to set up the API keys. So we will go through it right now and generate API. Okay. Okay, and sign in. Yeah, this is, let's say, the visual version of our APIs. So there is so many services which you can use, not only for exporting information, but you can, let's say, list this information and extract this information from the system for future use. Same like these files. So if you are not familiar with our API interface, definitely take a look at it. Yeah, there is so many things you can do via API with the system. Of course, one of the new features in the version 4.2, it's let's say bulk operation. You can for hosts or subnets or users, so you can do you can import this hosts user or users from another database or another profile or something like that to the system. But why I want to show it, it's this part, yeah, because it's new part for the operation with new part for file operation via API. So if we take a look at it, you can find predefined operations and services for the file operations. Yeah, so definitely if you want to integrate it with, for example, some sandbox or another system, this is the way how to do that. Yeah. So what I want to mention at next is if I go back to this detection part, we were in the IDS. What is new also in version 4.2, it's the part of universal tagging engine. As you can see, the universal tagging engine, it's right now, it's called universal tagging and correlation engine. And because this is really new engine for us, it's really powerful, it's really effective, it's really quick. Yeah, so we decide to extend it, this engine and a few features from another engines placed into this engine and use it in the future, for example, as a correlation engine. Yeah, so this is probably last version where you can see the universal tagging engine and event correlation engine together. In next versions, probably this will be completely merged together, and the universal tagging engine will replace the correlation engine in full scope. Yeah. So this is also new thing. What is another new also? No, let's say not the new, but it was revised a little bit, rebuilt, because our tag management, because according some feedbacks from customer side or from your partner side and so on, we received some feedbacks about not quite good categorization on the Purdue levels. So we revise it and optimize it to be let's say much more precise according to Purdue level and customer needs. So there is, let's say, just cosmetic changes on the Purdue level and categorization of devices per Purdue level. Yeah. So if we go a little bit down, I want to mention the data capture. Data capture, it's not a new feature, but what is new, we add new attributes which you can use for definition of, let's say, the conditions where the system start record and creating the PCAP. One of these attributes is, for example, MPLS mark. Yeah, so you can use it in definition and condition for the data packet capture and creating the file. What is completely new, and it's completely new in UI because we have this functionality before, but it was, let's say, from CLI and wasn't so smooth, and definitely it wasn't user friendly. Yes, it's PCAP Analyser. For example, if you have your own PCAP, for example, from Wireshark or some other tool, many customers want to know what GREYCORTEX Mendel think about this PCAP. Yeah, if it's let's say the malicious, is there some malicious communication, unsuspicious communication, or is there some performance problems and so on? So we have it, but like I said, it was not so user friendly. But right now it's in UI, so it's here. So it's only on a click. So it's definitely another feature from your wish list, and we are really proud to add it in version 4.2. So, and how it works? In the first, as the first step, we have to upload some PCAP file. You can use PCAP on ngPCAP. All versions are supported. Yeah, so right now I upload this brute force PCAP, and what is really important, I have to click on replay. When I click on replay, this replay PCAP window pops up, and I have to fill virtual sensor name. Yeah, for example, I will name it like this, and click on the replay. Why I need to create new virtual sensor? Its reason is really simple, because all data which will be replayed from the PCAP are stored under this virtual sensor. So all this replayed data will be divided or separated from your original data in the system. Yeah, so every time you can find it under this virtual sensor, and they will never mishmash with your original data which you are received from the span port and so on. So this is the reason. So if we check the process, this status bar goes a little bit, let's say, usually jumping on the big steps. So don't worry. But what is really important behind all PCAPs replaying and all adding new virtual sensor, on the behind is database initialization. So even if this PCAP is really small, it's let's say some tens of kilobytes. It takes something between 3.5 and 4 minutes. Yeah. So we won't wait for it. We will go back later, and I will jump to another part at new features. And yeah, some questions pops up, and yeah, maybe I will answer all these questions on at the end of the webinar, like I said before, because there is so many things which I want to mention it. So I will continue, and I will definitely go back to the question bar later. So next thing which I want to mention it's reports. Yeah, in this export part, reports. The reports was completely rebuilt, completely reworked. And work like this. It's really similar like before, but let's say the engine or the technical part on behind this, it's completely different. So I fill in this a few mandatory information. For example, my email address. Yeah, if you have any question in the future, don't hesitate to write it down, this email address, and reach me later. Yeah, it's not a problem. I'm here for you in this case. Yeah, so you can save this my email address for future use. Of course, I can enable it. I can enable it, for example, on monthly basis. I can add, let's say, the custom logo, for example, if I want to customize this report to some customer or my company logo and so on, I can choose this company. I have prepared this GREYCORTEX, and it's here. Yeah, it's not a new feature. It's here, yeah, under the export companies. Yeah, there is the part where you can specify and add the logos for the usage in the reports. So I click save. Report is created, and of course I have to specify what data I want to add to this report and visualize in the report. So I click on the add button, and I need to select information which I'm keen on, and or I want to include to the reports. It's based absolutely on your custom needs. If this report is, let's say, the performance related or focused, or if it's security focused, or if it's for some management, you want to see them only some specific information. It's up to you. So, for example, if I want to see application response time, I want to see, for example, number of hosts. I want to see road trip time. I want to see top countries by traffic. I want to see top events. For example, I want to see all risk host and risk services. I can edit here. I can specify the filter. For example, if I want to let's say visualize in the export to the report only, for example, data from some specific subnets or specific hosts or for specific services or something like that, I can use a filter, or I can leave it blank. And I'm here where I can, for example, change the order of this information in the report. I can change for example, I want to, in this case, for example, I want to add only, for example, number of monitored hosts based on HTTP traffic and save it. Or of course, I can do the bulk operation, this group action, for example, set filter for all of these. For example, I can for example, malware filter for all data in these graphs will be displayed by my malware event detection, and I can click save, and I can do this bulk operation and let's say change this filter for all these charts. Of course, there is the history. I can generate the PDF file or check what report was generated in the past and check it. Yeah. So this is the way how the new report model works right now. So don't hesitate to try it, and don't hesitate to let's say to add the company's logo. If you have more customers, you can add more companies and more companies logo, and a little bit customize the reports for your needs. And okay, maybe we can check the PCAP Analyser if it's already replied. Okay, status bar 100%. And if we go, for example, here to the hosts, let's check if we, not Medline brute, if we check new host. Yeah, okay. So from PCAP, we detect these two new hosts. If we looked on the service level, we can see that it was brute force for 2 on FTP server. And if we go to the events, we can find, there is a new FTP server. Yeah, it's typical discovery events, because system discover a new FTP file server in the network. But what is probably more important, it's probably potential FTP brute force attack on this FTP server. Yeah. So like I said, based on the virtual sensor name, all data from the PCAPs are separated from any other data in the Mendel. Yeah, and you can work with it like this. Of course, this was really a simple one PCAP file. But if you use some really extensive big PCAP file, for example, from some ransomware attack or something like that, it can have hundreds of megabytes. You can use it too. Yeah, but probably it will take more time for the analyzing, and it's not suitable for the online webinar. So this is the reason why I use, let's say, the simple one of PCAP. So I'll go back to the settings, to the report part, this export part. Okay, reports, we discuss it. And what is next? It's data exportation. For example, what is new? If you experience in our systems, you definitely remember that we have two options how for data exporting. It's a flows, and it's based on the flows and based on the events. And if you pick up the flows, only IPFix version was in the UI. Of course, we support any other version, but it was also from CLI and on system level. It was definitely not as smooth and user-friendly, like I said many times before. But right now you have it in the UI. So if you want to, for example, export data as a flows, and you want to export it as a, for example, flows version 9, it's prepared here for you, and you can easily on the click do it. Yeah. Any new things? It's not a big one. Yeah, it's not big one. But if you, for example, use flows and use IPFix, under the IPFix, there is another export time metrics attribute, yeah, which you can export or export application data, which was added in version 4.1, and this is added in version 4.2. Yeah, this is two new attributes. Probably if you are not if you are not use it, probably you don't know it that is there. So this is the reason why I mention it. Okay. If we go to this global settings, there is another new things, really, definitely another things from customers wish list, and this is malware information sharing platform. Yeah, it's open malware information sharing platform. It's I'm not sure if you use it in your countries or your regions, but for example, in Czech Republic, it's really popular, especially in healthcare and public companies. In Czech Republic, National Security Authority is its provider of this security platform, and many our customers want to integrate with this malware information sharing platform. So this integration was there before, but it was also on the system level. You have to configure it in CLI, and on the mostly with our support assistants. Yeah, so it wasn't really smooth and definitely user friendly, like I said many times before. So we added here, so you have it here in the UI, and you can easily configure it like any other things in the system. Yeah, so it's absolutely up to you. If you have all information, for example, from this malware information sharing platform provider, you can easily set up a configure by yourself. So if we go a little bit down to this sensor and collectors level, there is add new beautiful new blue button, add bonded interface. Yeah, this is definitely another feature from your wish list. So right now we can easily bond more interface together. Yeah, it's, if I say bond, it's LACP, so channel. So you can specify if you want to bond, for example, span interface. For example, if you have only one gigs metallics, 1 gig card, and sometimes the traffic which you are receiving from the on the span ports is higher than 1 gig. I want to add another interface to the port channel. It's not problem right now. So this could be one way. Of course, you can set up it not as a span. You can set data, for example, as a system interface. If you want to terminate on system interface, because system interface, IP address interface, you can terminate on them, for example, net flows or ER span and so on. So it's up to you, up to your needs. Yeah, if I choose span, so I can select my two span interface. If I click save, I create the LACP channel with for this span interface, for these two span interfaces. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I not use right now, so I will click cancel. But if I click yes, I will save. I will create LACP interface for span receiving communication. Yeah. One new things which was added in version 4.2, but I'm not able to show you in this demo environment is graphical support configuration of Napatech car, which is hardware accelerated car, which we used for really big, let's say, deployment. There is extreme traffic throughput, yeah, and so on. So if you want to if you want to tune Napatech current attributes of Napatech cars, you have to do it in CLI in the future. Right now, you can do it in a UI, but like I said, in this environment, there is no Napatech car, so I can't show you. But what I can show you is it's hide there under the other settings. And of course, if will be some bigger deployment, yeah, with many sensor and so on, you can configure it under every sensor. But I have only one sensor, so I can configure it here. And what is really new and what you can configure and tune here is this IT profile and OT profile. If we were talking about it on the, let's say, the user level, it has dependencies only what the user will see based on the number of signature which is related to this, let's say, user profile. But on the sensor level, you can, let's say, specify the amount of signature which will be processed by the sensor. So sometimes if the sensor is running, let's say, overwhelmed and you want to, let's say, the load of this sensor go down or relieve him and so on, you can specify, for example, not IT expert, but only IT competent and OT competent, and instead of 100,000 signature, will this sensor start process only, for example, 60,000 signatures or something like that, and definitely there will be dependencies on system responses on the sensor. And another really good feature which you can use, you can tune the performance profile for database or for detections, and of course for the net flow. Yeah, because sometimes there was a problem if customer is growing, the amount on process traffic is growing, and sometimes, for example, especially if this Mendel deployment is in the virtual environment, and you need to extend the system resources and add an extra system resources to the Mendel, and yeah, it's good if you add extra cores and extra gigabyte of RAM and so on, but you have to specify it and tune the system itself for it. Yeah, so in the past there wasn't option for administrator to do it. Usually it was done by our support, but right now you have this option here and you can tune it by yourself. Yeah, so there is many way how to, let's say, tune the system from the database level, detection level, or network performance level. Yeah, so this is definitely one of the good thing which can help you with some, for example, performance issues. So maybe one thing which I didn't mention it, I should mention it here, is last line, net flow performance profile. I want to mention it another thing, because in version 4.2 there is really big rework on NetFlow performance engine. So let's say the performance and effectiveness of this NetFlow engine, it's absolutely higher than before version. It's multiplies better than before version. So if you use NetFlow on some customers, definitely in version 4.2 there is big progress with performance dependencies. Yeah, it's a big upgrade for NetFlow processing. Yeah, in version 4.2. Okay, and when we go down and down and down, I want to mention the audit log. Definitely another feature from your wish list, because we had audit logs, but mostly on the, let's say, event detection level, and it wasn't so granular. And if you want to some granular data information, you have to go to the logs in CLI, and of course it wasn't a really smooth solution. It wasn't really customer friendly and so on. So we added here in UI. So for example, if we check this audit log, we can see that, for example, administrator creates NetFlow. Yeah, it's export in settings of export the data, create export profile named NetFlow, and it's a collector Medline and so on. Of course, there is the second one, which is called IPFix, or we can check that administrator upload the brute force.pcap file on the system and replay it. Yeah, here there is the information about the store file in the system, and this is information about replay this pcap. So all information which was changed in the system are definitely here. So you can easily check it, you can easily visualize it, and you can work with it. Yeah. In this version 4.2 are not possible to export this granular or detailed version of audit logs, but in next version it will definitely will be added this feature for the exportation. You can easily export all audit logs like from previous version with audit log which is end up as an event. We can there is no extra, yeah, because we are on wrong sensor. Yeah, there is it's demo environment, so there is only one event from these days. Yeah, so there is no extra what to show, but I am showing you I mean this one. Yeah, in status monitor events, this event can be you can export right now. It's you can export it in previous version and so on, but this granular log yeah, as we describe here, will be possible to export it in next version, definitely. So I'm reaching the end. It's almost 1 hour from this webinar. So I'm reaching the end, and this is the time for the questions. So we have 3 questions here. So let's take a look on it. And yeah, in a PCAP Analyser, is there cancel, resume, rerunning, action, running feature, action feature, and so on? Yes, mostly yes. It depends on I'm not sure if all scenarios, but definitely you can if you for example start replaying some PCAP, you can remove it, and this replay will stop and remove this all data which will be replayed till you click the remove. And if you want to replay it again, it's not problem to replay it again. Yeah, you can replay it but you every time you have to specify the virtual sensor name, and this virtual sensor may have to be unique. So if I wasn't deleted the brute virtual sensor before, I have to choose another name. If I delete it, I can use the same name, yeah, for this virtual sensor. Yeah. Question about error during the PCAP running. I'm not aware any situation when the PCAP replay will end up some error, but I can ask guys from development if they have some experience during the development with this. Yeah, is there some limit size to upload PCAP to GREYCORTEX? It's a good question. I'm not sure if there is some hard deck about the or some limit about the packet size. I think no. Yeah, but also I have to check it with our development team. Yeah, because usually in our system it's not, we are not usually setting some hard decks. Yeah, so but I have to check it. Which languages are supported in the reports? Mainly languages which are related to the system UI. So, for example, I have all my UI in English, but Czech, Japanese, and Polish. Yeah. But if you need to add some, let's say in the reports you can add some comments. But for example, if you saw some incidents and you want to add some incident comment to the incidents, you can add anything you want. Yeah, but I don't have an incident here right now. So yeah, but definitely incidents is one of the part you can add many comments and or descriptions and so on. Where are installed the sensor? I'm not really sure if I understand correctly these questions, but sensors can be installed in as a hardware appliance, virtual appliance, or can be installed in the cloud. And span ports on every sensor are prepared to receive the traffic mirror, and you can create traffic mirror via span, airspan, ERSpan, or tap interface, or from some packet broker, and send it to the Mendel span interface. And when this traffic reaches the span interface on the Mendel start process this data. And it doesn't matter if this so this span interface are not IP interfaces. So it doesn't matter if this traffic is from some specific VLAN or some specific subnet. Yeah, you just create the traffic mirror on some core switch and send it to some interface, and behind this interface is sitting a span port of Mendel. Yeah. Yeah, only if you need, for example, do ER span, which is an encapsulated span over L3, for example, from some remote location, which is L3 divided. Yeah, this is only way when you need to, instead of span interface, set up some system interface with IP address and terminate this this encapsulate, which is GRE tunnel, GRE tunnel from Cisco originally, and it's terminated on this IP interface. Yeah, so but span interface, it's, let's say, just for the listening of traffic mirror. Yeah, okay. So I hope, thank you for answer. So okay, so I hope you answer. So it's almost 1 hour. I'm done. All feature which are and things which I want to mention it, I mention it. If you have any other question, or you have any question in the future, don't hesitate to ask. Please don't hesitate to reach our sales email address or my email address, which I which I show you during the demo, and I definitely will be pleased to answer all your questions. And this specific question about size of the PCAP files and so on, I definitely will reach you will reach you with the answer after I receive it from my development team. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attendees to this webinar, and I hope we will see each other or listen each other in the future.